The UK is home to many haunted castles with eerie stories and ghostly legends. Some castles are known for mysterious sounds, shadowy figures, and spirits of past kings, queens, and soldiers. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly women wandering the halls, headless figures, and hearing footsteps in empty rooms. These castles have dark histories, including tragic deaths, murders, and betrayals, making them hotspots for paranormal activity. From creepy dungeons to haunted towers, the chilling tales of these castles continue to attract ghost hunters and curious visitors looking for a spooky experience. Now we will visit the most haunted castles in the UK. Number 1. Edinburgh Castle. Perched on Castle Rock overlooking the city of Edinburgh, Edinburgh Castle is a historic fortress known for its rich history, dark past, and chilling ghost stories. With over 900 years of battles, royal dramas, and executions, it's no surprise that a castle is one of the most haunted places in Scotland. Visitors and staff often report eerie encounters that send shivers down their spines. One of the most famous legends is about the Phantom Piper. Many years ago, a young bagpiper was sent into the underground tunnels beneath the castle to explore. As he walked, he played his bagpipes so that those above ground could track his progress. Suddenly, the music stopped, and the boy was never seen again. To this day, people claim to hear faint bagpipe music echoing through the castle walls, especially at night. The headless drummer is another well-known ghostly figure. First spotted in 1650, this ghost is said to appear whenever the castle is in danger. Witnesses describe him as a soldier marching through the castle grounds without a head. His drumming can still be heard during quiet hours, warning of impending doom. The castle's dungeons are also infamous for their hauntings. In the past, they held prisoners of war and criminals in harsh conditions. Many of these prisoners suffered unimaginable torture. One famous ghost is believed to be that of a prisoner who tried to escape by hiding in a wheelbarrow full of dung. Unfortunately, he fell to his death from the castle walls. Today, visitors in the dungeons report feeling sudden chills, being pushed by unseen forces, and even smelling burning flesh. Another tragic spirit is Lady Janet Douglas, also known as the Grey Lady. Accused of witchcraft by King James V, she was imprisoned in the castle and later burned at the stake in 1537. Her ghost is often seen wandering the castle halls, mourning her fate. Even modern-day visitors report strange experiences. People often feel cold spots, hear whispers, or see shadowy figures moving through empty rooms. Some even claim to feel as though they are being watched or followed, especially near the Great Hall and St. Margaret's Chapel. Edinburgh Castle isn't just a historical site. It's a hotspot for ghostly activity. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the chilling tales of this ancient fortress continue to captivate and terrify those who dare to visit. Number 2. Tower of London. The Tower of London is one of the most famous landmarks in the UK, but it's also considered England's most haunted castle. Built by William the Conqueror in 1078, this ancient fortress has a dark history filled with executions, murders, and betrayals. Over the centuries, it has housed prisoners, tortured traitors, and seen the tragic deaths of queens and princes, leaving behind a trail of ghost stories that still haunt the tower today. The most famous ghost is Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. She was beheaded in 1536 on charges of adultery, treason, and witchcraft. Her spirit is said to haunt the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, where her body was buried. Many witnesses claim to have seen her ghost carrying her severed head as she walks through the tower grounds. Her tragic story makes her one of the most recognizable ghosts in British history. Another chilling tale is that of the two princes, Edward V and his younger brother Richard, Duke of York. In 1483, the young boys were sent to the tower by their uncle, Richard III, who wanted to claim the throne. The princes mysteriously disappeared, and their fate remains one of England's greatest unsolved mysteries. Their skeletons were later discovered buried under a staircase. Visitors have reported seeing the ghostly figures of two young boys in the tower, often holding hands, appearing sad and lost. The White Lady is another eerie figure seen at the tower. She is often spotted in the White Tower, one of the oldest parts of the fortress. People report feeling unexplained chills and smelling a strong scent of old perfume before her appearance. Some visitors have even claimed to see her waving from a window, only to vanish moments later. The Bloody Tower is said to be haunted by Sir Walter Raleigh, who was imprisoned there for treason. His spirit has been seen wandering the corridors, especially near the room where he was held for 13 years. Even the tower's guards, known as the yeoman warders, have reported paranormal experiences. Strange footsteps, ghostly whispers, and phantom soldiers are common sightings. Some guards have refused to work night shifts due to the terrifying experiences. The Tower of London's dark past and tragic stories of betrayal and death make it a hotspot for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts. Its ancient walls hold centuries of secrets, and its spirits seem unwilling to rest. Number 3. Chillingham Castle. Nestled in the picturesque countryside of Northumberland, Chillingham Castle is known as one of the most haunted castles in England. With a history stretching back over 800 years, this ancient fortress has witnessed countless battles, betrayals, and tragic deaths, all of which have left a lingering presence behind. The castle's eerie atmosphere, combined with its dark past, makes it a popular destination for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. One of the most infamous spirits haunting the castle is the Blue Boy. This ghostly figure is said to appear as a young boy dressed in blue, roaming the castle's halls. Legend has it that the boy was tortured and killed by his father for a crime he did not commit. Visitors have reported hearing the cries of a child, feeling a sudden drop in temperature, and seeing the boy's faint figure wandering through the rooms, especially in the castle's Great Hall. The Red Room is another hotspot for paranormal activity. This room is notorious for its gruesome history, having once been used as a torture chamber. Many believe the spirits of those who were tortured and executed still haunt this room. Several people claim to have felt a strange pressure in the chest or seen bloody handprints appear on the walls. Others have heard screams of agony echoing throughout the night. Another well-known spirit at Chillingham is the Lady in White. She is often seen in the castle's ruins, weeping for her lost love. The lady is said to have been murdered by her lover after she discovered his dark secrets. Visitors often report hearing her sobbing or seeing her floating through the ruins, dressed in a flowing white gown. Chillingham Castle's medieval dungeon is also a place where many believe the restless spirits of former prisoners linger. The dungeons were once filled with men, women, and children who were starved, beaten, or executed. Some say that the ghost of a prisoner who died in agony still walks the dungeon, moaning in pain and rattling chains. Even the castle's staff has had their share of spooky experiences. The castle's guides and caretakers have witnessed furniture moving on its own, heard footsteps in empty rooms, and felt a cold breeze when no windows were open. These paranormal activities have made the castle a famous haunted location, with people from all over the world coming to experience the ghostly phenomena for themselves. Chillingham Castle's dark history and endless stories of ghostly encounters make it one of England's most haunted and terrifying sites, a place where the past never seems to rest. Number 4. Glamis Castle. Glamis Castle, located in the heart of Scotland, is one of the country's most iconic and haunted castles. Steeped in history, mystery, and tragic stories, it has earned a reputation as one of the most haunted places in Scotland. Dating back to the 14th century, Glamis Castle is not only a former royal residence, but also a place where numerous paranormal encounters have been reported over the centuries. One of the most famous ghost stories surrounding Glamis Castle is that of the monster of Glamis. Legend has it that a deformed child, born to the family of the Earl of Strathmore, was kept hidden away in the castle. This secret family member was never seen by the public, and was said to have been locked away in a room for his entire life. To this day, visitors and staff report seeing strange figures and hearing unsettling noises coming from the castle's hidden rooms, leading many to believe the ghost of the monster still roams the castle. Another popular tale involves the Grey Lady, said to be the ghost of a woman who was either murdered or starved to death within the castle. Her identity remains a mystery, but she is often seen wandering the halls, dressed in a gray gown. Many people report feeling a sudden cold presence before her appearance, followed by the unmistakable sound of her footsteps echoing through the corridors. Some have even described her sad, sorrowful expression, as if she is mourning something lost long ago. The room of the Queen Mother is another haunted location within the castle. It is said to be the resting place of the spirit of the Queen Mother, who was deeply connected to Glamis Castle. Visitors who have spent time in this room claim to have experienced a strange energy, and some have even seen a shadowy figure resembling her moving through the space. The castle's chamber of Lady Janet is another site of frequent paranormal activity. Lady Janet was accused of being a witch and was tortured in the castle before being executed. It is believed that her restless spirit still haunts the chamber, where visitors often report feeling watched or being touched by an unseen force. Perhaps the most eerie of all stories is the Strathmore family's connection to the supernatural. Members of the family, especially those who have resided in the castle, have reported hearing unexplained noises, feeling cold spots, and even witnessing furniture moving on its own. Many believe these ghostly activities are tied to the castle's long history of tragedy and betrayal. Glamis Castle's dark secrets and ghostly residents make it one of Scotland's most famous haunted locations. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the eerie stories surrounding this ancient fortress continue to intrigue and chill visitors from around the world. Number 5. Ballygaley Castle. Ballygaley Castle, located on the scenic coast of County Antrim, Northern Ireland, is not only a stunning historic building, but also one of the most haunted castles in the region. This 16th century fortress is renowned for its breathtaking views, but it's also infamous for the ghostly legends that have been passed down through generations. The most famous ghost story associated with Ballygaley Castle is that of Lady Isabella Shaw, a former resident of the castle. Lady Isabella was married to Sir James Shaw, the castle's owner. However, their marriage was far from happy. It's believed that Sir James was a cruel and abusive husband who locked his wife in a room at the top of the castle's tower. According to legend, Lady Isabella died in that room, either from neglect, starvation, or a fall from the tower. Many visitors and staff claim to have seen her ghostly figure wandering the tower and hearing her cries for help. People have even described seeing a woman in a white gown, believed to be Lady Isabella, gazing out from the castle windows. Another ghostly presence in the castle is that of a ghostly cat. Some visitors have reported seeing a black cat that appears out of nowhere and then vanishes just as quickly. The cat is said to be a protector spirit, watching over the castle from the shadows. The castle's staff and guests often report eerie occurrences, such as unexplained cold spots, objects moving on their own, and strange sounds coming from empty rooms. Some have even claimed to feel a chill in the air or hear footsteps when no one else is around. The Ballygaley Castle Hotel, which now operates within the castle, has its own share of strange happenings. Guests have reported feeling as though they were being watched or touched by an unseen force. One popular story involves a woman in a flowing gown who has been spotted walking through the castle's hallways, only to vanish when approached. In addition to Lady Isabella's spirit, many believe that the castle's other ghostly inhabitants include past owners and soldiers who once defended the fortress. Reports of mysterious laughter and echoing footsteps can be heard late at night, leading to the belief that the castle is home to numerous restless souls. Ballygaley Castle's rich history, combined with its eerie supernatural activity, makes it one of Northern Ireland's most haunted and fascinating landmarks. Visitors to this ancient fortress often leave with more than just memories of its beauty. Many depart with a feeling that the castle's spirits are still very much alive and waiting to make their presence known. Number 6. Dover Castle. Dover Castle, perched high on the cliffs of the Kent coastline, is not only one of England's oldest and most impressive fortresses, but it is also one of the most haunted castles in the country. With a history dating back to the 11th century, Dover Castle has been a strategic military stronghold, a royal residence, and a place of intense conflict. Its dark history, filled with battles, deaths, and secrets, has led to many chilling ghost stories that still haunt the castle today. One of the most well-known ghosts at Dover Castle is that of a headless drummer boy. The story goes that during the English Civil War, a young drummer boy was killed in battle near the castle. It's said that his ghost still roams the castle grounds, heard before he's seen, with the sound of a drum echoing through the night. Many visitors have reported hearing the distant sound of drumming, even when no one is around, especially in the castle's underground tunnels. Some even claim to have seen the headless boy, his ghostly form, marching through the halls without a head, as if still marching to war. The ghost of Lady Elizabeth is another famous spirit linked to Dover Castle. Lady Elizabeth was the wife of Sir John d'Abernon, a former castle owner. According to legend, she was brutally murdered by her husband. Her restless spirit is said to haunt the castle's crypt where she was buried. Visitors have reported hearing the sound of weeping or seeing a figure of a woman in a flowing white gown near the crypt, her face hidden by a veil. In addition to the tragic lady, many other souls are believed to haunt Dover Castle. Some believe the spirits of soldiers who died defending the castle throughout history still patrol the grounds. Visitors have seen shadowy figures and heard the sound of footsteps echoing through the halls and tunnels. In particular, the castle's underground tunnels, which were used during both World Wars, are said to be a hotspot for paranormal activity. Cold spots and the whispers of soldiers have been reported by many who venture into the depths of the castle. Some also believe the ghost of King Henry II haunts Dover Castle. Known for his significant role in the castle's history, it's said that his spirit can sometimes be felt near the king's chambers, where he spent time during his reign. Visitors have claimed to feel an unsettling presence or sudden drop in temperature in these areas. Dover Castle's eerie atmosphere and dark past make it one of England's most haunted sites. The combination of tragic deaths, fierce battles, and the spirits of past residents makes it a must-visit destination for those seeking a spine-chilling experience. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the castle's haunting legends are an integral part of its fascinating history.